July 2014, Central India. Archaeologists uncover bizarre cave carvings resembling extraterrestrial beings. Are these ancient depictions proof of alien contact, or is there another explanation hidden in history? The truth might change everything you know. For more mind-blowing discoveries like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. July 2014, Central India. While investigating the Karama region's caverns, which are believed to include prehistoric artwork that dates back as far as J.R. Banghat, an Indian archaeologist, discovers something amazing that dates back 10,000 years. A significant article in the Indian government and Times of India concerned rock drawings that were discovered recently in central India and appeared to depict these towering creatures. They also don't appear to have a mouth or a nose, and this three-legged disc is close by. Giorgio A. Tsucalso. In fact, the Times of India put out the hypothetical scenario that we have portrayed. Are aliens, or at the very least, some kind of flying craft, since a large portion of the Hindu pantheon of gods is based on it? Narrator. Stories of extraterrestrial life on other planets are documented in ancient Hindu writings such as the Vedas and the Puranas. Additionally, there are tales of gods arriving on Earth in flying vehicles in the Mahabharata, one of the two main Sanskrit epics of ancient India. The Rohila are a mysterious species of beings that are said to have descended from the sky and kidnapped local peasants, according to local traditions. Is the recently discovered cave art a visual record that aliens actually came to this place? Gorge Nori. Ancient humans were obsessed with drawing what they observed. And based on what they observed, I believe they accomplished it via cave carvings. However, what is it about caves that made them the perfect places for prehistoric peoples to record their experiences? William Henry. The significance of caves in ancient mythology and tales is enormous, particularly in regard to the gods. They appear to be a sort of luminous boundary point where humanity and the gods can interact. David Childress. We are only now starting to uncover the planet Earth's entire hidden subsurface realm. Although we have no idea what is there, we might be finding some truly incredible stuff. It's also probable that there are vast metropolises, caverns, and cities beneath the Earth that are mentioned in stories. Narrator. However, whereas prehistoric cave paintings frequently shows the kinds of creatures that our early ancestors came upon and how they hunted them, a startling quantity of pictures of odd-looking objects and figures that are outside the realm of conventional explanation. Nick Redfern. The Wandjina people of Australia painted pictures on their caves that strikingly resemble the so-called Greys from modern-day alien abduction mythology. David Childress. The Hoggar Mountains in southern Algeria are home to the odd petroglyphs. Strange rock art can also be seen throughout the southwestern United States. Indeed, he is a Martian god, the locals claim when you examine it and even ask them to explain it to you. Perhaps these are the celestial beings that are ascending from the heavens. Narrator. How do we account for the creation of such unified visual representations by so many diverse cultures spread across thousands of years and miles? Giorgio A. Tsucalso. The ones revealed in certain of the caves in Africa, it is too similar to what has been found on all continents to be entirely coincidental. Thus, it's all about the original inspiration spark. Whence did they witness it? They might have seen aliens, might they? Redfern. Nick. The question of why aliens are shown in cave paintings is among the more fascinating features of these images. The idea that these aliens might have underground bases on the globe has been somewhat sparked by this. Perhaps the ancient man noticed them emerging, investigated some of these caverns and caves, and subsequently came to the conclusion that the aliens and the caves were related. Southwest France is home to the Lascaux Caves, found close to the Montagnac settlement in 1940. Paleolithic drawings, which date back more than 17,000 years, decorate this cave complex. According to anthropologists, these underground spaces were utilized by ancient shamans for religious ceremonies. Curiously, among the numerous animals from the Ice Age that are portrayed on the walls, there is an odd being that possesses a bird's head and a man's body. A therianthrope is the technical term for such a creature, and that comes from the Greek words arthropods, which means man, and therion, which means wild beast. It is obvious that one does not come across these situations in daily life. The experiences that shamans have while in a profound trance are the most appropriate explanation for the images found in cave art. After emerging from the trance, they paint the visions they have witnessed in this drastically changed state on the cave walls. Awareness condition. Narrator. One of the most significant Egyptian gods, Thoth, is reminiscent of the Birdman discovered in Lascaux. Additionally, it aligns with how the Anunnaki, the Sumerian sky gods, are portrayed. However, is it just a coincidence that these shamans are coming across the same kinds of trance state entities that the world's first societies portrayed as their deities? Voiceover by David Wilcock. The kinds of beings that people claim to encounter when they pass out of body are strikingly similar throughout all of these diverse indigenous cultures worldwide. This implies that there is, in reality, a genuine place we are traveling to, and actual beings we are meeting when we arrive in the dream plane and the shamanic state. Here, the ancient astronaut theory proposes that they were the same educators that visited every ancient tribe and introduced them to the fundamentals of what we've achieved today. However, a significant shift in human behavior occurred about 40,000 years ago, which coincided with the emergence of the first breathtaking cave paintings by our ancestors. However, it is evident that the beginning of the cave art is not a coincidence. The archaeological record also shows a significant shift in human behavior. July 2021. Giorgio Tsoukalos and William Henry, two ancient astronaut theorists, visited Rock Art Ranch in Winslow, Arizona, to study one of the largest petroglyph collections in North America. Renowned Navajo tribal ranger John Dover is joining them. You have been a tribal Navajo ranger for 31 years, is that correct? It's a pleasure to meet you. Yes, I did begin in 1980. Well, to 2011. Additionally, I worked on the majority of the 27,000 square mile reservation up there. Whoa. Because of the abundance of archaeology on this property, it is very unique. To be here and watch it with you makes us very happy. All right then, let's go look. Okay. Narrator. Nearly 3,000 prehistoric petroglyphs can be seen on the 5,000 acres of Rock Art Ranch, and the Navajo people recognize the images on almost every panel as star people. This is amazing. Take a look at that man. Isn't that what they call the birthing mother? Yes, exactly. Very fascinating, because as soon as I glance at that, my thoughts start racing. Of course, Tsoukalos. A mother goddess is portrayed here. Yes, Tsoukalos. It resembles those enormous statues that were discovered in Europe. All right. Narrator. Ancient cave paintings in Australia's northwest Kimberley region show creatures known as the Wandjina, who are the sky heroes of one of the country's indigenous tribes. According to legend, the Wandjinas came down from the sky thousands and thousands of years ago, bringing knowledge and igniting Australian civilization. And because of their enormous heads, lengthy bodies, and arms, the Wandjinas are unbelievable. They appear to be inside a pressurized suit of some kind. Similar numbers can be seen worldwide, large bodies and bulbous heads floating in the sky. The same things exist in Africa, Europe, North and South America, and Japan. I therefore propose that the aliens that visited Earth hundreds and thousands of years ago done more than just travel to Australia. They traveled to every continent in the world, and for that reason, our motifs are comparable. Up there, observe the concentric rings. The portal sign is that. They are 2 in number. Additionally, there are men on the lower portal. Yes. Yes, it's interesting. Communicate me, John, that petroglyphs are thought of as picture books that simultaneously communicate a tale. You're right, and NN. Throughout all of this, there are religious themes. Things that reveal something about their worship style. Deity images. Tsoukalos. You're right when you say gods. In your culture, what does that mean? It could entail someone coming to see them, talking to them, and exchanging information. Furthermore, concerning the Navajo, the Yebichai stand for that. For the Hopis, such gods are symbolized by the Kachinas. Henry, correct, that arrived on Earth to impart knowledge to them. And is it possible to argue that they might have been ancient visits from real, flesh and blood aliens? Yes, without a doubt. According to what we know, there are numerous alien races visiting this planet. That's incredible. For certain tribes in southern Arizona, there is even a mountain range known as the Estrella Mountains. According to the local language, Estrella means Stargate. Henry, definitely, star people, or Estrella. Am I right in assuming that there are countless more, and that this is only the tip of the iceberg? Panels such as these that are completely unknown to the world? There are 300,000 sites that have been documented on the Navajo reservation alone. We're talking about at least 4,000 BC, right? Yes, exactly. Storyteller, July 2021. Rock Art Ranch near Winslow has given Giorgio Tsoukalos and William Henry special access. Arizona, where they are being led through the historic petroglyph panels by Navajo tribal elder John Dover. Whoa. Take a look. Look at the star inside the hollow body, please. William Henry. Giorgio Tsoukalos. One hand pointing down to the ground, the other up to the sky. And look, there's a gray alien right underneath it. Giorgio Tsoukalos. That head that is triangular, William Henry. That's a Giorgio Tsoukalos. Quite peculiar. William Henry. It certainly is. John Dover. There are many different kinds of figurines and deity depictions. Correct. In other words, we must use our imagination to fill in the blanks by picturing these 3D off-the-wall creatures moving among people. Yes, they're engaging with these creatures by laughing. Correct. If it's the same time, we don't know. William Henry. That's correct. Or perhaps the times are different. That's incredible. That double helix up there next to the trapezoidal image also has me completely captivated. John Dover. William Henry. I'm referring to Giorgio Tsoukalos. As if to suggest that DNA, had something to do with this because of the monster on the left. William Henry. Correct. Yes, exactly. Giorgio Tsoukalos. When you see the man with the trapezoidal physique. William Henry. And you notice the body's curved lines, which always represent something like vibration. All right? The cloaks that the Anunnaki wore were adorned with such curved lines. Correct? Thus, there is a very evident and symbolic relationship between this image and the Anunnaki. Narrator. More than 5,000 years ago, the Sumerians, who lived in Mesopotamia, which is now Iraq, worshipped the Anunnaki, who were strong gods. The Sumerian texts state that the Anunnaki imparted much wisdom after descending onto a mountain that shone like the sun, with the human race. William Henry. Take a look at the variety of creatures present. Additionally, there is yet more variation all the way across there. This is almost like a meeting, really. Location of all these distinct worlds and creatures. You have giants, Your folks are small. Additionally, the giants and the little people are discussed on the other world from where they originated before arriving on this one. So Otsego Canyon in Utah is no different. You have these enormous petroglyphs and carvings. Thus, yes, William Henry. Giorgio Tsoukalos. In my opinion, the fact that these motifs are essentially the same indicates that they were all taught by the same instructors. Additionally, the man next to the gray alien has horns that may be raised. He has elevated horns that protrude from his head. Giorgio Tsoukalos. Ah, William Henry. You can observe that in Italy, at Val Camonica. Yes, you do, Giorgio Tsoukalos said. William Henry. And a variety of other locations. Additionally, highlighting the notion that these Giorgio Tsoukalos, I believe that the fact that these patterns are nearly identical suggests that the same teachers taught them all. The man next to the gray alien also had horns that may be raised. He stands out from his head with high horns. Tsoukalos, Giorgio. Oh. Henry William. That can be seen at Val Camonica in Italy. Giorgio Tsoukalos responded, Yes, you do, William Henry, as well as numerous other places. Furthermore, emphasizing the idea that these number do you know, in particular, nothing humanoid. Correct. Once more, our predecessors were exceptionally skilled observers. John Dover. It's accurate. They spent the entire day doing that. They watched. Therefore, you also believe that this was not a group of children who were unsure of what to do on a Saturday night. Not at all. Tsoukalos Giorgio. Chuckles. These individuals have a reason for coming here. Says William Henry. Additionally, the goal was to display their history on the wall, highlighting their origins and future goals. This is amazing, John. And the access is what I adore most. I mean, this is the most face-to-face interaction I have ever had. Giorgio Tsoukalos. Many locations are off-limits to everyone but archaeologists. Says William Henry. Giorgio Tsoukalos. Rangers and medicine men. William Henry. It is amazing. Seeing pictures online or in a book is one thing. However, to experience it directly, feel the energy, and witness it firsthand is amazing. Yes, Giorgio Tsoukalos. William Henry. I left with the strong impression that this is something that we will learn about in the future, and that the ancients saw it crucial to document this information in order to teach us that these creatures existed and contributed to our evolution. And they're most likely still coming to see us now. Giorgio Tsoukalos. What matters most in this situation, in my opinion, is what John stated: these are our star people stories. Furthermore, while First Nation tribes claim that a visitor from the sky brought knowledge with them, I believe it's time for us to start paying attention.